That is absolutely sensational. That is our poor man's Wellington. Look at that. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today, poor man's Wellington. You know, we're doing a poor man's Wellington. It's easy to come together. It's delicious. No one knows how simple this recipe is. It looks class on the table. And you know, we're not wrapping it in pastry, we're wrapping it in potato. Let's get on and do it. Come on. Right, we need to prep a few veggies. I've got some garlic here. We're going to crack on with this garlic. We're just going to mash it up. Now, big as small as you like. Up to you. That'll do. Let's not be messing around with that. The actual work is in the potato. The rest of it is quite straightforward. Onion, we just want to dice up an onion, you know. Again, you can dice it as big or small as you like. That's entirely up to you. Okay, like I say, the work is in the potatoes. Now, do you have a box grater? Normal grate your cheese, not a problem. What about that? What about that on there? What about this? They're not big slices, but they are thin and they are all the same size. Look at those. How to make potato chips or crisps. Anyway, let's crack on. How easy is that? And it's not even sharp like a mandolin. But still be careful just in case. If you don't have one of those, you're taking a knife and you are You're taking a knife and you are nice and steady, as thin as you can go with your knife. Okay, now these things are not going to be anywhere near as thin as that. But you know, horses for courses, you've got to do what you can do. Grab yourself a tray, parchment paper on there. Now I'm going to work this way. So I've turned it away from me like that, look. Right, what we need to do is put a bit of oil on here and brush some oil on. So get a brush. And brush some oil on there. It's olive oil, but you use exactly what you want. You know, if you want to put palm oil on, feel free. I'm free. Okay. There you go. Keep the olive oil. We're going to brush the potatoes. Oh, put it on there. Let's make a mess. Right, what we're doing. You're taking your potatoes. You're laying them out. You're laying them out like tiles on a roof. Roof shingles. It don't matter how you get them on. You just need to be getting them on there. Overlap them. They have to be overlapped. They're going to cook and we are going to roll them. So it's not a difficult job. You'll have all different sizes of potatoes, but that doesn't matter. Just make sure you get a good layer of shingle on there. All overlapping. Okay, we need to be brushing this potato top nice and steady because they're going to move around all over the place. And what we're trying to do, we're going to bake them. They're going to go nice and soft. Hopefully they won't stick to the paper underneath because we have oiled it. If it sticks, well, we just do a little bit of califudging around and we'll sort it. We want a little bit of salt and pepper on there. That's our seasoning inside. So that goes on. A little bit of black pepper. Salt and pepper to taste, but I like my pepper, as you know, on there. And we want to be taking some mozzarella and we're going to daub that on there. A little bit of grated mozzarella just to make it easier. It's going to like bind it together and be sticky cheesy on the inside. Amazing. Now you can put as much as you want. You know, you can go for a real big thick layer. Not a problem. Just don't forget the damn thing will run out. And we don't want to turn it into just a big oily mess. Now what I am going to do is add a little pinch of thyme to this. I want some seasoning inside here. Now don't go crazy with this because we're going to use the thyme inside the mince. So we just want to put, let's going to put a little boost on that potato. That's going in the oven 25-30 minutes. We're going to bake that. It's going to be golden. Grab a pan. Okay, in there we're going to go, oh, we got a little bit of oil left in here, look. Let's get that oil in there. We're not going to waste that, are we? In there, a little bit of oil, and we're going butter. You don't have to. I do. I want flavour on my garlic and onions. There you go, just a little bit. In there with your onion. We don't have to hang around for this, come on. Little whizzy on there. Nice little one of those on there. Just take out a little bit of that rawness. Don't splash yourself. And then we're going in with the garlic. You don't have to overcook this because we're going to chuck the mince in here and cook it all together. It's all going to cook anyway. It just gives it a head start. In there, your garlic. Bring it in, come on. Little tinge on this won't do any harm whatsoever. Just don't burn it. Mind you, burnt onions, they do taste superb. Anyway, we don't want to burn it because obviously the garlic goes bitter. That will do. In there with our mince. This is beef mince and it's not quite defrosted. Don't worry about it. Break it up and start cooking it off. A little bit of seasoning. Want some salt in there and some pepper. That's going to season up our meat as we start cooking, and then we'll add a little bit more. Come on. Break it up, cook it off. Now, don't forget this is a poor man's Wellington. We're limited to mince, but you can put more in. You can make it a big one. It's up to you. In there, pinch of dry thyme, give it that flavour. That'll bloom in there with that, release it all. Beautiful. Right, we want a tomato sauce in this. This is 1 tablespoon of tomato paste or tomato puree. We're going to add a little bit of water. That will give us a tomato sauce. So that's all we're doing, is we're stirring it in. Now you can use passata if you have it, or tomato sauce, but this is giving us a lovely tomato sauce straight away. Okay, we're going to pep it up a bit. This is curry powder. Now it's not going to be a curry, but it's going to give a savoury depth of flavour in there. In there, about a tablespoon of Worcester sauce. Now if you were making this all veggie, you know, you could put soy sauce in or Henderson's sauce, anything like that, and you could use soy mince. A little bit of smoked paprika, we'll have a smokiness going on. We're going to give that a stir in, nice and steady. And I'm going to chuck in some chili flakes, I think, just to put a little bit of a pepping up in there. Now don't cook it too hard. We want to keep the moisture in here. If we can, we don't want dried out mince. Yes, we are going to add our tomato paste in a minute. In there, chili flakes, just stir that in. So we've got a lovely thick sort of mince going on here. In there with our tomato sauce or paste that we've just made. Or if you're using passata, you know, passata's slightly runnier. And all we're doing is cooking to a thick sauce. We want to just cook that nice and thickly. It has to have that flavour and it does not run. This is why I've used tomato paste and water. We've got a thick mix straight away. Now you can use coriander or you can use parsley. Up to you. We just want a bit of something in there and keep a little bit to put over the top. That's our filling. That's flame off. Just let it cool down. Now, to make this really sticky while it's cooling down, we can go in there with some mozzarella. You can put the cheese in here. Now, if you're not keen on cheese going in here, don't put it in. Okay, we'll just melt that in there. Come on. That's going to give us a lovely filling. That is fabulous. Our potato cheese mix must be doing really well in there by now. We've only got about another 5 minutes. Looks like it's browning over okay. There you go. Let that cool. Okay, when we've had our time on that, bring that out, leave the oven on. That is on there. That's our base. Okay, just let it cool a little minute. We don't want to get burnt, do we? And all we're going to do is put that mince on there. You're going to have to get your mince on. You're going to have to spread it out. So start about an inch or so inside, because that is going to be wrapped over. And then up you go. Come on. Just get it on there and then you can flatten it all down. Now leave about an inch or so at the top, because as it rolls over it's going to squash out. Okay, there you go. Now what we're going to do is the most difficult bit of the recipe. We're going to roll it up. So in we go. Now this thing is hot, so you be careful. Now before we actually roll over, let's just lift up this parchment and tuck this other piece of parchment in there, like that. This is going to roll onto there. So over we go. There we have it. I'm just going to turn it this way actually. So just a little bit of mozzarella on the top of there. And if you want to do any more cheese of any description, this is just a little bit of mature cheddar and not much, look. That is it. Now it's only going to go in 15-20 minutes, you know. It's going to crisp up a little bit on there and it's going to melt that cheese. Okay, time up. I think we need to be getting our crispy goodness out of there. Oh, look at that thing. Oh, it's red hot. We got a crispy top on there. Oh, we're gonna let it cool down a little minute, 5 minutes, and then we'll get in. Come on, do you want to push it up a bit? Put a little bit of parsley on there. I think we need to be slicing in there, in here, through that crusty top. Now this thing is absolutely boiling. Are you ready for this? Oh, look there. Look at that. That is absolutely sensational. There you go. Come on, let's serve it up. On there, onion gravy. On there. That is absolutely sensational. That is our poor man's Wellington. Look at that. Crispy top, cheesy, crispy potatoes here round the outsides. This is a little bit softer in here. Oh, we're in. Oh, come on. Oh, man. What is not to like? Look in there. A little bit of cheesy stringiness coming through. Oh, that's red hot. Oh, that's red hot. All those layers of potato, that mince, our seasoning, that cheese in there. Look at that. That is steaming. That is absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, there you go. That is poor man's Wellington made. Easy, delicious, budget friendly actually. You know, you're not using up so much there. Potatoes and minced onions and a little bit of seasoning. Make up a gravy. Perfect little meal. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make poor man's Wellington. And if you do like what we're doing, a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we'll catch you in the next video. The crispy end. Oh yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today, poor man's Wellington. Very easy, tasty recipe to do. Oh, come here. Look at this one. There you go. This is how big Tony has grown. Look at this monster. He's a beautiful little boy. He's only 4 months old. There you go. What is it, Noisy? Eh? Have you had a good look? Come on, we need to get on and film. Okay? Hey, what is it? You can't go on there today. Hey, look at everything. Oh, let me play on there. Let me play on there. Oh, come on, you cuddly big thing. Come on, I've got to work. Come on, down here. Boom. There we go.